going digital is a change for everyone. Bess and I are so excited to have the team from Republic Title Turtle Creek here with us this morning, as well as Mark Leisner with Caliber Home Loans. We are going to run through some of the changes in our wonderful world of real estate in response to COVID-19. So Allie has put together an awesome presentation for us this morning, and we'll let her run through that. You guys know Bess and I'm sure we'll have some questions, and then we'll just leave this up on the Facebook page for all of you to take a look at after. Allie, you want to get started?
Sure. Good morning, everyone. We're excited to be here today. And we, our thoughts are obviously the last, 4 or 5 weeks, we've been really trying to navigate the best way to serve you guys in a healthy and safe way, but still not compromising at all, like on our efficiency and getting you to the closing table and funding as quickly as possible. So this morning, what we're going to do is we're basically just going to kind of start off by, like, once you have an executed contract, and kind of take you through the process and go through the things that we have in place on our end and how we can serve you and kind of take care of all of the things where you would normally have to come into the office or see someone face to face. And so that way you can see on the screen some of the things that we have in place to help you hands-free and virtually. But I'm going to turn it over to Mandy and Selena. I've got them here with us today. 2 of the 3 escrow officers at our Turtle Creek office. Emily Durante's following us this morning, but Selena and Mandy are going to kind of chime in and walk you through some of the things that they're doing to hook you up so you don't have to come into the office. So.
All right, so to begin with is we want to discuss, of course, our COVID-19 response and being able to maintain the health of the staff and the consumers. So the first thing I want to talk about is the contract and when we, of course, receive the earnest money. Now we're giving a few options. Of course, we're telling people to send the earnest money via wire or to send it to us via Zocum, or they can also, of course, drop off a personal check or a cashier's check. Our doors are locked, but we are here, and so they can just knock on the door or slide a check through the little slide in the door, or if it's after hours, we do have 24-hour security. Now, with regards to Zocum, I do want to talk about that. I know that this has been in place for years, but there are some changes that have gone into place. Now, with Zocum, a lot of buyers are starting to use this app quite a bit that we're seeing on our end. Would you agree?
I would agree.
Okay. With Zocum, the cost now is actually on the title companies. So as the title companies, we are the ones who pay for the membership. So we incur that cost. Because of fraud, we feel like this is a great avenue to use for the safety of the client's funds. So all that they have to do is download the app for free. And then they just select the title company and, of course, the branch with Republic Title. They take a photo of the check, they enter their information only, and we literally get the check or the notification of the deposit within 30 minutes, more or less. And so then we're able to receive the contract from there as soon as, if it's after hours, as soon as we open up. And then the next thing, it leads into the T47, affidavit. We've got a lot of responses regarding the T47 affidavit. Now, I want to say that as Republic Title, our underwriters only are accepting the DocuSign for the T47 affidavit. Because of this method, it's a good way for authentication purposes, that it is truly your seller who is signing, rather than having to get a notary. That way, it just decreases the contact with others for the health and safety of you, for the consumers themselves. And so we're just trying to do that during this COVID-19 time period. And then the third thing, then that leads into our closings, which is going to be basically the different methods and the closings that we're choosing is going to be, of course, we're offering the mobile notary. And then remote online closings. And During this time, we are not charging as well. And then we're doing the curbside closings. Now, with the remote online closing, this has become very popular with the sellers and buyers if they're able to take advantage of this method. Now, with the remote online closing, we have in-house staff that is certified just to be able to do this. Now, I know that other companies have to hire the third parties to be able to conduct a remote online closing, but with Republic Title, we do not have to. This is the great thing, being able to close a Republic Title. Now, there are 4 factors that are important to be able to do the remote online closing. And that is 1, the sellers have to have established credit history. And that is so that they can answer certain authentication questions to verify it's actually them. Number 2, they have to have a valid U.S. Social Security number. Number 3, they do have to have a valid government issued ID. And number 4, they have to be able to utilize a laptop or a desktop computer that has a webcam and has a microphone as well. So then that leads us into the other option, which is the curbside closing.
Curbside closings have been very successful. So how the curbside closings work, a lot of people have been asking. So what happens is the clients, once they arrive, so they call our office and let us know what type of vehicle they're in. And so then we come out with the documents. We come out with brand new pens, brand new clipboards. And we come out and meet the clients, explain the process. We have a sheet that has our direct line phone number. So we give them different options. So we can let them know if we can do a virtual closing with them if they would like. We will be at our desk. We can go through all of the closing documents with them. We highlight the documents where they need to initial and sign, so they know exactly where they need to sign and initial, or if they do have any questions throughout the process, they can call us. We can answer any questions that they have. Once they're done, they give us a call. Then we go out, pick up the documents. We get their IDs and their cashier's checks. We go in, make the copies, and then we come back out. We do bring our sanitized fun signs. And what we'll do is we'll take pictures. We'll bring out our phone, take pictures for your clients. And then we will, we can send you pictures just for a cute photo op for their
virtual closing photo.
Yes, definitely. And then our other option that we do have is mobile notaries. So at this time, we are offering mobile notaries at no cost to the clients during the COVID-19, because we do know that with the shelter in place, people are having to work from home, schools are out, so people are having to homeschool their kids as well. So we'll have we can set up a mobile notary. We do need to know in advance, and the mobile notary will come to your home, can sign you up, and then they'll bring the documents back to us for funding. So that is another option. Last, which we already had in place, is also the DocuSign if the buyers are paying cash and there are no documents that need to be notarized, and then they can wire us the funds.
And of course, we have a table that is set up outside of our office, just in case they don't want to sit in their car. We have just the one table that we do sanitize and we wipe down. We have plenty of hand sanitizer there present, and so they can sit there, especially on a nice pretty day. People love to take advantage of that table. So of course, with our office, we are practicing for social distancing, and directing any employees. So that's the big thing, directing any employees that feel slightly ill to not come into the office, because our main thing is we want to be able to maintain our health so that we're present in the office for you and your clients. And so this is why we are practicing these type of closings as well, so that we continue to be able to be present in the office. But we really appreciate this opportunity to discuss our COVID-19 response with everybody, and I'll give it back to Allie.
Yeah, another thing too, I mean, I guess like Republic, I guess starting like 5 weeks ago, started sending people home or sheltering in place. And so I know our office, everyone is set up to work from home. And so we've been kind of alternating and kind of tag teaming on stuff like that. So yeah, we've got a lot of stuff in place to keep everybody healthy, our employees, and with obviously with our clients and doing the closings first and foremost. So, but anyway, thank you guys so much. Do y'all have any questions for us about anything that's coming up on your end, or anything that we're that we can help you with? Or
how much notice do you need of which closing protocol buyers or sellers wish to follow? Does each closing protocol require the same amount of setup time? Or like if it's going to be a remote online notary, do you need to know a week in advance versus a curbside 2 days in advance?
We would like anywhere from a week to 2 weeks in advance, because they do book up pretty fast with the remote online notary and mobile notaries. There are not as many available as there used to be. So the earlier the better. Now, if it's a last minute, we'll have to bend with what is available, but in order to get your client what they prefer, we would say a week or two.
Yeah. I'm trying to, with my closing, I'm sure you are too, reaching out to our clients in advance to see what type of closing they prefer, at least a week out, just to see what type of closing they do prefer, so that we can plan in advance for that. If they want curbside, I mean, that's more attainable. If they do want a remote online or a mobile notary, then that's something that we do have to plan more in advance for.
Mandy and Selena, how many of the lenders are able to do this as well? Because I know I've had several closings recently with title companies that couldn't do all the things that you guys are doing. So how many of the lenders are able to do e-closings, virtual closings?
A good percentage of them are not set up yet.
Right.
I know that they have to be certified, and I know that they're working on it. There have been at least 2 or 3 recently. They can now do half of the documents by e-closing, but the other half still need to be wet signed. So I do know that was it yesterday, we received notification that the lenders are on board to getting certified soon.
I have a question, and I've had some agents ask, like, and I know I've talked to y'all some about this, but like, what are some of are y'all seeing any delays, like with getting documents recorded, or is there like any other, like, or like on the lending side, like appraisals and stuff like that? Like, what kind of stuff are y'all seeing, like, as far as, I mean, are there delays like in closing dates and stuff like that? And on that aftermath too, like that y'all are seeing that is affecting things, or people we can kind of tell people to manage their expectations?
You want to answer that?
From recording, I do know that because I had talked to the recording department about one deal that I was e-filing. The recording department, or Dallas County, I know is working. They have a shorter staff, but I don't think they're working on Mondays and Fridays, but I think they're only working Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So, but on appraisals, I haven't heard anything from lenders in regards to appraisals.
Yeah.
Now the payoffs, we are seeing delays in getting payoffs. I have one in particular just yesterday, in which we're trying to close on Friday, and the seller provided the requested information the day before yesterday, but the lender has informed us it will be 10 days before we will receive a payoff, which is very, very rare, but we're probably going to see more of that. And having to push back the closing because it's taking now in our 2 weeks to receive that payoff versus 2 hours.
There's
The other thing.
If
Go ahead.
I can jump in on the appraisal side, we do see some slowdown because appraisers are having a hard time getting into properties. So there is a little bit of a longer lead time now. So I'm ordering appraisals much earlier in the process than usual. The other thing we're seeing delays in is employment verification that we now have to do 3 days before closing, and that's, you know, a lot of these companies aren't staffed in the HR department to handle the requests that we're sending in there. So that can cause a delay. So if you want to prepare your clients for those kinds of delays, especially a seller client, that can certainly happen. Hasn't happened to me, but it's happened, and I know that for a fact. So.
I have had a couple of closings that have been delayed because they can't get a hold of the HR department. That's what I've been told, to verify the borrower's employment.
What about like HOAs? Like, have those still been coming in on time? Like,
Yes.
delay? Okay, didn't know.
HOAs have been amazingly coming in on time.
We haven't had any. I think all the surveyors are working, or the ones that we work with. So we haven't had any delays on those.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
It really sounds like it's somewhat business as normal. It's just a little bit extra time involved. So it's not too dissimilar than going grocery shopping or whatever, where it's you can still do it. It's just going to take some extra time.
Well,
more hoops to jump through.
That's right.
On the lending side, it's not business as usual. We have jumped through a million different hoops in terms of guideline changes that are happening daily, where something that I qualified a month ago is no longer qualifying today. So there are a lot of changes like that. So if you have buyer clients that haven't spoken to their lender in the last month, you may want to encourage them to speak to them again and make sure that they're still qualified.
Right, that's big.
Great advice. Thank you.
But there are still loans being done. It's no need to panic.
Oh no, not at all. I mean, we're still doing loans, but there's the off chance that you have a client that was so close on, you know, qualifying, fitting into the box, that they now don't fit into that box anymore.
So you're saying that whatever it is, the 12% of loans that are QM, qualified mortgages, meaning they need a little extra hug and push to get over the finish line, they are in fact experiencing some challenges. But
yes,
88% of the non-qualified mortgages, the ones where people have been saving their pennies correctly, have not been buying the Ferrari just for fun, and have been being diligent, are okay.
Right. So they're just certain types of borrowers that are having trouble right now. The majority are not having any trouble. So we do ask a lot more questions now in terms of their employment to make sure that they're not about to be furloughed, or there have been cases of people basically just lying, just saying, I still have a job, but the job was only going to be there for another month. So we got to be very careful with that and do a lot more detective work on that.
Got it. Wow. Well, Republic crew, y'all ladies, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah.
And yes, we'll post this on the Oaklawn Facebook page and send y'all a copy, post it on YouTube as well. And hopefully we can help some people understand that since the whole world does not want to live in a tent and housing is considered essential, it is possible to get the deed to your dream home. You just got to take a little bit more time and a few extra steps. And most especially, it sounds like, choose your partners and your team wisely. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Scott.
you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.